You've been watching other women thrive financially while you feel stuck in the same cycle of stress and scarcity. You tithe faithfully, pray over your finances, and work hard, yet the debt keeps growing, the savings stay empty, and the peace you long for never arrives. You see Proverbs 31 quoted in church about the virtuous woman, but you wonder why her life looks nothing like yours. She had no debt. She laughed at the future without fear. She built wealth that blessed her family and community. The truth is she operated by 8 specific money secrets that most modern Christian women are completely missing. These aren't suggestions. They are biblical systems that produce real prosperity in her life, and they can do the same for you. By the end of this message, you will know exactly what those 8 secrets are and how to apply them starting tonight. So you can finally break free from financial pressure and step into the abundant, debt-free life God designed for you as a woman of faith. On the Growth Code, we decode the hidden biblical systems that turn ordinary believers into people who walk in financial freedom and spiritual power. Today, we're unlocking the 8 money secrets of the Proverbs 31 woman that allowed her to live debt-free and prosperous. These secrets are not hidden in some complicated formula. They are written clearly in Proverbs 31 for every daughter of God who is ready to apply them. The Growth Code here is powerful because these principles work whether you are a stay-at-home mom, a career woman, or somewhere in between. They don't require a huge starting income. They require obedience, wisdom, and daily discipline. If you're tired of financial anxiety stealing your joy and you want the same confidence the Proverbs 31 woman carried, stay with me. These 8 secrets can change your financial story starting this very week. The first money secret of the Proverbs 31 woman is that she developed marketable skills with her own hands. Verse 13 says she selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She didn't wait for someone else to provide for her. She actively learned skills that produced income. In verse 19 we read that in her hand she holds a distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. This woman was skilled in production and creation. The Growth Code reveals that capability creates capital. Modern Christian women often miss this because they wait for a miracle instead of developing what God has already placed in their hands. The Proverbs 31 woman turned raw materials into profit. She didn't despise small beginnings. To activate the secret tonight, list 3 skills you already have or can learn quickly, such as baking, sewing, graphic design, writing, or organizing. Choose one and spend 30 minutes tomorrow watching a free tutorial or practicing it with the goal of turning it into income. The woman in Proverbs 31 stood before kings because of her skill. You can stand in financial strength the same way when you sharpen what God gave you. The second money secret is that she made wise investment decisions without rushing. Verse 16 tells us she considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Notice she didn't impulse buy. She considered, she evaluated, she planned. This is strategic investing, not gambling on trends. She used money she had already earned to create more income through the vineyard. The Growth Code here is that wise women build assets that produce long after the initial effort. Many modern Christian women stay in debt because every extra dollar is spent instead of invested. The Proverbs 31 woman thought like an owner, not a consumer. She turned earnings into producing assets. To apply the secret tonight, sit down and identify one small asset you can begin building toward, whether it's a savings account for investment, learning about index funds, or starting a small home-based business. Tomorrow, research one practical step you can take this month toward that asset. Even $5 consistently invested with wisdom compounds into freedom. The Proverbs 31 woman had no debt because she invested with foresight. The third money secret is radical self-control and discipline over her resources. Verse 27 says she watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. She refused to waste time or money on things that didn't add value. This self-control extended to her spending, her time, and her words. The Growth Code is that without self-control, wealth cannot remain. Galatians 5 calls self-control a fruit of the Spirit, and the Proverbs 31 woman lived it daily. Modern Christian women often miss this because small leaks like unnecessary subscriptions, emotional shopping, and lifestyle inflation feel harmless until they create massive debt. She guarded her household like a city with strong walls. To close this gap tonight, create a simple spending rule for the next 30 days. No unplanned purchases over $20 without praying first and waiting 24 hours. Write down every expense and review it each evening. This discipline is what allowed her to laugh at the days to come without fear of financial collapse. The fourth money secret is that she created multiple streams of income. She didn't depend on one source. Verse 14 says she is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. Verse 24 says she makes linen garments and sells them and supplies the merchants with sashes. She had trading, manufacturing, and real estate income. The growth code reveals that one stream is dangerous, but multiple streams create stability. The Proverbs 31 woman was never one emergency away from crisis because she had diversified what God blessed her with. Today, many Christian women rely on a single paycheck and stay anxious. She built several ways for money to come to her family. To activate the secret tonight, brainstorm 3 possible income streams that fit your season of life, such as selling handmade items online, offering virtual assistance tutoring, or creating digital products from skills you already have. Tomorrow, take one small action on the first stream, like setting up a profile or making your first product. The Proverbs 31 woman had no debt because money flowed to her from different directions. The fifth money secret is that she planned ahead and prepared for the future. Verse 21 says when it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She prepared in summer for winter. She didn't live day to day hoping for the best. The growth code is that preparation is an act of faith and wisdom. She stored, she saved, she planned. This is why she could laugh at the future. Modern Christian women miss this because they spend everything they earn believing God will supernaturally cover poor planning. But Scripture shows faith and wisdom work together. Joseph stored grain for 7 years because he planned ahead. The Proverbs 31 woman did the same in her sphere. To apply this tonight, create a simple emergency fund goal, even if you start with $10 this week. Set up an automatic transfer if possible, and commit to adding to it weekly. Tomorrow, review your current preparations for your family, and add one item that brings future peace. Preparation removes the fear that keeps many women in financial bondage. The sixth money secret is that she spoke with wisdom, and her words built wealth. Verse 26 says she speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. Her words were not filled with complaint, fear, or negativity about money. She spoke life and strategy. The growth code shows that the tongue has the power of life and death, as Proverbs 18 verse 21 declares. Many Christian women speak poverty over their lives daily with statements like, "We'll never get ahead," or "Money always slips away." The Proverbs 31 woman used her words to encourage, instruct, and create. Her household rose because of what she spoke. To activate the secret tonight, write down 3 powerful declarations based on Scripture about your finances, such as God supplies all my needs, or I am a wise steward of what God entrusts to me. Speak them out loud every morning starting tomorrow. Replace every negative money statement with truth. Your words are shaping your financial reality. The seventh money secret is that her foundation was the fear of the Lord. Verse 30 says charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Everything she did financially flowed from reverence for God. She didn't chase money. She chased God's ways, and money followed. The growth code is that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and that wisdom produces wealth, as we see throughout Proverbs. Modern Christian women sometimes separate their spiritual life from their financial life, but the Proverbs 31 woman integrated them completely. Her relationship with God guided every business decision. To live the secret tonight, spend 15 minutes in worship and prayer asking God to search your heart for any area where money has become more important than Him. Tomorrow, begin each day with this question. What would a woman who fears the Lord do with this decision? Let the fear of the Lord order your finances, and watch peace replace anxiety. The eighth money secret is that she built for generational blessing and legacy. Verse 28 says her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. She wasn't just thinking about today. She built something that would outlast her. The growth code here is that true wealth thinking is generational. Proverbs 13 verse 22 says a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. The Proverbs 31 woman lived with this in mind. She taught her children through her example and created systems that bless future generations. Many modern Christian women focus only on surviving the month instead of building a legacy. She had no debt because she thought long-term. To apply this final secret tonight, write a short legacy statement for your family, what you want them to inherit spiritually and financially. Tomorrow, take one action toward that legacy, whether starting a small savings account for your children or teaching them one money principle from Scripture this week. Legacy thinking removes short-term desperation. These 8 money secrets of the Proverbs 31 woman are not outdated. They are timeless systems that still produce debt-free living in confident abundance for women who apply them. She had no debt not because life was easier in her time, but because she aligned with God's financial growth code. You can have the same results. The gap between where you are and where she stood is not in your starting point, but in your daily choices. Start small, but start consistently. Pick one secret tonight and commit to living it for the next 30 days. Teach these secrets to your daughters and other women in your life. The Proverbs 31 woman didn't just survive financially. She thrived and blessed everyone around her. That same path is open to you. You are not behind. You are not cursed with debt. You are simply missing these 8 biblical systems that God placed in Scripture for women like you. The Proverbs 31 woman had no debt because she refused to live by the world's financial patterns. She lived by wisdom, diligence, self-control, and reverence. When you follow her example, the anxiety lifts, the peace returns, and the provision flows. God is not withholding from you. He is waiting for you to walk in the growth code He already wrote for His daughters. The woman who fears the Lord is praised, and she is also provided for. If this message awakened something in your spirit and gave you fresh hope for your finances, take action right now. Like this video, so other Christian women struggling with money can discover these 8 secrets. Share it with that friend who is tired of financial stress but doesn't know where to start. Subscribe to the Growth Code and turn on notifications because we decode the exact biblical systems that produce real freedom in your money, your marriage, your motherhood, and your purpose. We don't offer quick fixes. We deliver the growth code that lasts for generations. The Proverbs 31 woman had no debt. You don't have to either. The 8 secrets are now in your hands. Apply them with faith and watch God do what He did for her in your life. The freedom you long for is closer than you think. I'll see you in the next video where we continue uncovering the codes that unlock everything God has for His daughters. God bless you and prosper the work of your hands as you walk in His wisdom.